This is my Samsung, and so I'm really liking this view versus my laptop, which is this one ahead of me. So we're gonna get started in a few. I think it's about 3 or 4 minutes ahead. I'm talking fast, I recognize that. If you don't have a yoga mat, so I know some of you might not, get some blankets, you know, get a blanket, get a sheet, we can figure this out together, okay? I thought I'd be doing this via mobile hotspot from Rice Creek, but thankfully they did something else, and they allowed us to do it a different way. I think I'm gonna switch this to this view. Okay, so I will have less of a idea. I'm going to switch this one over here to a different view, maybe. Maybe. Sorry, you're seeing my giant finger here waving in front, aren't you? Raise hand, hide my video. I'm going to hide non-video participants, if that's okay. I see a couple of things, participants here. Yeah, I'm not sure here. Okay, I'm not going to waste any more time on it. Okay, fun stuff. All right, so maybe wait 1 or 2 more minutes. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the chat window how you're doing. Tippy tappy some messages. Got my beautiful extension cord here. Don't mind that at all. So we'll have considerably better production quality each time we do this, I promise. Yeah. I think I am going to make one change. I think I'm going to move this big camera right here. 9 participants now. Let's see. You don't get the window, but I think we'll get better light balance off of this one. Let's see. How's that? Okay. That's pretty cool. Okay. So we're going to roll with this. This allows you to kind of see me up and down. I want to thank everybody so much for being here. So many great folks here. Does that mess up your angles? You're good to go. Okay. So as I mentioned before, we've got some guests that are just out of frame that you all can't see, who are filming a little B-roll for us. So you're all a part of history here. I'm so excited this is happening today. We have, I think maybe I'll address this one, because for a lot of you in speaker view, if you went full screen, you're in speaker view, you'll be looking at this camera. So we'll change this around here. Okay. So we're going to start in a seated position. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rolling. How about that? So let's take a moment. I know I need a moment or two, a lot of hustle and bustle and run and go. Let's connect with our breath, shall we? Welcome to Mindful Yoga with Stephen. That's me. I know many of you, I can't quite see all of you. Some of you are tiny little things, so that's okay. So this is Mindful Yoga with Stephen. We do this every Friday at 4. Of course, last week was spring break, also the beginning of a pandemic. So, you know, give me a little break. So Brian messaged me and said, man, what do you say we try and do this? So here we are trying to do this. I hope you're all well. I hope you are managing as best you can to be present and in the moment, which of course is what mindfulness is all about, right? So what we want to do today is find more ways to slow down and stop with everything in the news feeds, with everything on your phone, with everything probably in your body. You're doing a lot of Netflixing. You're doing a lot of like sitting around on your couch. I know you're saving the world, one Netflix binge at a time. We need some time to move through our bodies and to move through our thoughts. And so that's what mindfulness is all about. Mindfulness, just for those of you maybe who haven't taken a class with me before, mindfulness is the practice of being present in the current place right here, right now. So I think if I haven't already, I'm going to turn off everybody's mic. Alexis, I'm going to turn your mic off. Okay. Just so we don't have too much feed. Maybe I'm going to.
If not, I'll turn it on.
Okay. So in the chat window, you'll notice that there is, if you scroll up, I can send it again. There is a SoundCloud link. This is a 1-hour mix I made earlier today. If you want a little music, we've got some chill out music there, as we were mentioning before. Zoom is not great for music, so we put it off-site. So if you can open that in another tab, if you'd like to go ahead and hit play on that, give you a little ambient music to play through our practice today. If not, maybe you just want to connect with the sounds around you, or the sounds that you hear all the time. I just keep changing things here. Perfectionist here. So hopefully you can see me well. Yeah, okay. I can see me pretty well. Oh, had another folk join us. Oh, it's Ola. Hello, Ola. So like I said, that chat window, we've got our SoundCloud link. If you hit play on that, make sure that your microphone's muted so that you can turn that up as loud as you'd like. And as I said, we're going to start in a seated position on our yoga mats or our folded sheets or our blankets or a piece of cardboard or whatever that we have, being grateful for that which we have. And we're going to start with an easy gaze, just becoming aware of our bodies. So I'm in easy pose. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you should be able to see that from here. So I'm easy pose. You might have heard this called as a kid, crisscross applesauce. We're just crossed at the legs here, drawing those knees down towards the floor. Let's try and find some alignment in the spine. So let's roll those shoulders down and back. Over time, especially with stress, those shoulders like to creep up. Let's go ahead and relax those down and back. Let's start connecting with our breath, shall we? I'm going to invite you very carefully to put one hand on our chest. I like my left hand there. Another hand on the belly. Let all that breath out. Pull that navel in towards the spine. Deep breath in through the nose. Hold that breath at the top. Listen. Maybe it's to the music. Maybe it's to the sounds around you. The rooms that we're in have sounds all the time. Try and listen for the quietest sound in your room and exhale out through the nose and mouth, pulling that navel in towards the spine. Another breath into the nose. Keeping those shoulders down. I know they want to creep up. Hold at the top. Call it retaining breath and exhale. Drawing that navel in towards the spine. Get all that breath out. Very nice. One last breath in your own speed. At the top this time, sniff it in like you're smelling a piece of delicious cake. Top of that breath off. Filling those lungs to full capacity. Hold it. Shoulders down. Relax that body. Exhale. Drawing that navel in towards the spine. Really nice stuff there. We can release our hands and let them come down to our knees if we'd like. I like to keep my hands palm up, but you can retain your hands there on the heart and on the belly if we'd like. We're going to return to our heart at the last part of our practice today. But for now, we're going to start moving into our bodies. So maintaining a connection to that breath. Maybe you want to close your eyes during this portion. Maybe you just want to half cap them with a fuzzy focus of the eyes. Whatever's more comfortable with you. Deep breath into the nose. Feeling like a glass of water through the bottom all the way to the top one more time. And on the exhale, go ahead and drop that chin towards our chest. Keep those shoulders back though. We're going to want to concave. Don't concave. Keep those shoulders down and back. Nice tall spine, chin toward chest. On the inhale, let's roll that right ear towards our right shoulder. Feeling that stretch along that left side of the neck. Again, keeping those shoulders down. Let's take those left fingertips and walk them out to the side, making that stretch nice and long. And exhale that chin back down towards our chest. Exhaling through the nose and mouth. Always inhaling through the nose. Inhale, left side. Left ear to left shoulder. Walking those right fingertips out. Feeling that stretch. And that right side of the neck down into the shoulder blade. Exhaling, chin back down towards our chest. One more time on each side. Inhale. Right ear to right shoulder. Just letting gravity do what it likes. If you'd like to, a variation here is you can drop your right hand, just using the weight of your hand right on top of your head, and just let the weight of your head kind of deepen that stretch for you a little bit. See what that's like. If that's too much for you, you can release that. Hand back down to our lap. And let's exhale back down towards center. Inhale, last time, left side. Left ear to left shoulder. If we assisted our stretch with our hand, the weight of our palm, let's do it again on this side. Deepening that stretch, keeping that shoulder down and back. And release that head. That hand can come back down to our lap, chin towards our chest. And we can turn our palms over here on our knees. We're going to kind of bring some fluidity into the spine right now. So first we're going to, I said before, we're going to keep an upright spine. We're going to break that spine now. Hopefully not break that spine. Not break it, break it. We're going to break that alignment. We're going to inhale, coming concave, rolling those shoulders forward, crescent in the spine. Exhale, lead with the heart. This might sound a little counterintuitive. We're going to do it for 3 breaths. Inhale as we come concave. Exhale as we lead with the heart. Pulling forward on those knees, exposing that chest. Shoulders back. Shoulders forward, inhaling. Exhale, stretch forward. Let's find neutrality again here. See how that stretch has felt. Once again, try and find that upright stretch. Like we've got a string from the top of our head pulling us straight up. Take a cleansing breath here in through the nose. Out through the mouth and nose. See how just that much changed now. Now we're going to reverse this here. We're going to inhale as we pull forward on our knees with our palms, leading with the heart. There we go, nice and full. Exhale, we come concave. Roll those shoulders forward, send that spine back. Once again, inhale forward. Exhale. Send that spine back, chin towards your chest. Bring some fluidity into the spine. One more time, inhale forward. And exhale back. On the inhale, let's return to neutrality. Slight gaze with the head. Let's slight little tilt here. So we're going to pull straight up from our head like there's a string pulling us up from our crown. Just a little tilt down, just below the horizon there as we gaze off into the distance. Right palm comes down to the floor. Left palm up. Inhale. That arm comes straight up. Exhale. Crescent stretch. Seated crescent stretch other side. We want to stack our shoulders here. So I want my left shoulder in line with my right shoulder through the spine. My right ear in line with my right shoulder. Left ear in line with the left shoulder. Exhale. Feel that stretch along that side. Try and keep that left knee rooted into the floor. It's going to want to sneak up. Try and keep it rooted down. Even if that means you have to back off the stretch a little. Deep inhale. We come back up. Seated volcano. Nice and tall, like we're being pulled up by our fingertips. Exhale, left palm comes down, right hand comes over. Maybe you need to let that out. Maybe there's a sound. You're all muted. You can let out whatever sounds inside your body. Feel that stretch along that left rib cage. All the way from the elbow to the hip. Inhale, turn that right palm over. Maybe you can find a little more height this time. And exhale, right palm down. Left side one more time. Making sure those shoulders are not too far forward or too far back. Opening that chest. We can sweep that left palm across our chest to open that chest. Make sure that we're nice and wide. Our drishti can be straightforward. Our drishti or our yogic gaze where we look, or it can be up towards those fingertips of that left hand. It's going to encourage that chest and that heart to stay open. Deep inhale, come back up. Slight tilt of the head down. That hungry gaze. Exhale, left hand down last time. And I'm going to take that drishti back up into my right palm for this side as well. Deep breath in the pose. Exhale, see if you can go a little further. Flip that right palm over, come all the way up. And stretch up at those fingertips, nice and tall. And exhale, both those hands come back down to our sides. Take a moment, reconnect with your spine. How is it different from when you started? That's what mindfulness is all about, being in the present moment, being right here, right now. So what's right here, right now for you? We're going to transition here onto our hands and knees. So in whatever way you need to, I'm going to tilt forward and let those feet come back behind me. And from here, I'm going to rotate so that my hands are just underneath my shoulder. Now, I talk about this a lot. If you feel pressure on your wrists, I'm not sure how well you can see me there. If you feel pressure on your wrists, it's typically because we're too far forward over our hands. So in other words, our palms are too close to our knees. If you feel pressure there, go ahead and walk those fingertips forward on the mat just a little bit so that the base of our palm is actually against the floor. That's this portion right here should be right under the elbow and then right under the shoulder. A lot of us think of our palm as the center of our hand. I want that base of the palm just under the elbow, elbow under the shoulder, okay? Shoulders about, hands about shoulder width apart, full expression of the fingers. So all 5 fingers out. Excuse me. Gazing back to the knees, knees should be just about shoulder width apart. If I look through my legs, I want to rotate my feet outward so that I cannot see them, so that they're in line, my ankles in line behind my knees, feet or heels behind my ankles. Tabletop pose here, pressing up and engaged, up and out of the mat, nice and tall. Reconnect with our breath, deep breath in. Engaged here, not locked out at the elbow, slight bend in the elbow. This is similar to a push-up position or an assisted plank position. Engaged in the pectorals, okay? So we're gonna move through a cat-cow variation here. The theme of today's class is heart. And so we're gonna connect to that heart come our Shavasana a little later. But we're going to be focusing on heart openers. That was our concave and our convex spinal crescents earlier. Same thing here with cat and cow, anything to pull that chest open. So with an inhale, go ahead and let that belly droop. Let that pelvis rock back, that chin, that gaze can come up. We can let loose of that jaw, deep inhale into the belly. And on the exhale, transition through tabletop. Opposite flexation of the pelvis bone, bring that chin towards our chest. Navel all the way up into our spine, cat. 2 more times here. Inhale through table. Gaze is towards the ceiling, drishti towards the ceiling. Let go of that jaw. Don't sink down into our shoulders. Nice and tall. Engage those arms. And exhale. Through tabletop. Keep that exhalation going. Pressing up. Up, up with the spine, cat. Last time, inhale. And maybe here you notice you want to shift a little farther forward to over the hands to bring that stretch into the lower back, or a little farther back, sending that weight over our seat to pull that stretch into the upper back. Make any adjustments here that you need. Coming into a flow here. It's your body. What do you need? Exhale. Maybe we're going to do the same thing. Moving forward. Connecting with your breath now as we inhale and exhale, inhaling through cow, exhaling through cat. We can kind of come into a wave motion or a flow motion. Maybe you want to go switch directions, inhaling, letting that belly droop. Gaze up, exhale, sending back. Pause anywhere you think needs a little more work. Not just going through the motions, but mindfully connecting with where you are. How does that feel? What is that sensation like? Does it have a color? Strange question, Stephen. Does it have a color? Maybe it's silver, it's sharp. Maybe you've got a dull, sore sensation. It's a dark red. Returning once again into tabletop pose and neutral spine, pressing up and out. From here, we'd like a flat back. I could place a water glass on the spine. Maybe you guys can tell me how I'm doing here. I'm gonna turn around to the other side in case those angles are a little better. You all can stay where you are. So coming over to this side, once again, we're gonna come into a crescent stretch, kneeling crescent stretch here. So right where we are, just inhale. And I'm gonna send that gaze around my right shoulder. See if I can catch sight of my right heel with the exhale. Feel that stretch on the left side body. Inhale forward. Re-engaging with the mat, pressing up and out, slight bend in the elbow. Exhale, go around the left side. See if I can catch sight of that left heel. Inhale forward. Exhale to the right. This is where we're going to change some things up. Staying here on the right side. Full exhalation out. Get all that stale breath out. Inhale into the left lung. Imagine that in your mind's eye. Seeing how that deep breath in the pose changes the stretch. Try and keep that right knee rooted on the floor and exhale back to center. Re-engaging here. Maybe you need to shift your hands, walk it out like a cat. A cat like kneads the ground. Inhale, opposite side, left side, last time. Exhale in the pose. While we're in the pose, still over that left shoulder, inhale into just that right lung. See it in your mind's eye, down the esophagus. Expanding that right lung, pressing that rib cage out on the right side, deepening that stretch. Exhale back to center. Really nicely done. I'm going to spin back around here. From tabletop, we're going to turn those toes over, pressing up and back, sending those heels sky high. We can walk it out, our first downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, once again, we want our feet and hands about shoulder width apart. Reconnecting with our breath. Don't forget to breathe here. We can walk it out, pedal it out. Bringing those heels down towards the floor. If I look back between my feet, I want to rotate my heels outward so I cannot see my feet or my heels. Inhale, we come high on our toes. Exhale, rock back down. I hope you can see this very well. Well, as I said, this is our first time doing it. I appreciate your patience. We'll get better and better, I promise, week after week. Feeling what that's like. Now, we've been on our wrists for a little while here, so I'm going to give us the opportunity to come to a restorative pose just a moment before we move forward. Deep inhale, high on the toe. In ballet, we call this a releve. Exhale, bring those heels back towards the floor. Bend into the knee, hovering table. So we're going to come into a tabletop pose, but our knees are just off the ground. Hold it. This will build a little heat. Hold on to it. Don't forget your breath. Keep pressing there. Engaging the core. Press up through the pectorals. Engage those abdominal muscles. 2 more breaths. You've got this. You're doing great. Last breath. And exhale. Drop those knees gently down. Turn those toes over. Send that seat back over the heels. Come down into child's pose. Now in child's pose, excuse me. In child's pose, we have a couple variations here. We can widen those knees towards the edges of the mat, get a little deeper stretch in the hips. Or we can narrow those knees, sending the seat over our heels. Get a little more stretch in that lower and mid back. Whichever one works for you. I'm going to adjust our cameras here while you all are in a bit of restorative pose. I think we're doing okay. Just taking a look, making sure nothing shifted. You all are in child's pose, so you can still hear me and we're still live, so that's exciting. Just make a couple adjustments here. Very good. 2 more breaths there. In child's pose, our arms can be straight out ahead of us, our ears between our shoulders, or we can have our palms up, flats of our hands against the floor. So our hands back by our feet, whichever is more comfortable for you. Little time here to catch your breath. Okay, and when you're ready, connecting with your breath, coming up out of that child's pose. Transitioning back up through tabletop, we're going to turn those toes over. Hopefully we got a little better angles now. Yeah, looks pretty good. Turning those toes over, sending those hips sky high. Deep inhale. And with the exhale, drawing those heels towards the floor. Really nice. Feeling how that's maybe different from our first downward dog. Remembering to breathe, not holding our breath. Shifting our weight now into our right foot, allowing our left foot to come off the mat. Come into 3-legged dog. That additional weight will draw that heel down towards the mat. And that's okay. We're going to send that left leg sky high. 3-legged dog here. Pointing the toes to that left foot. Engaging that glute. In. Exhale, bring that knee in towards the chest. Hovering over the mat. Three-legged plank. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's bring that left knee over towards our left elbow. With the exhale. Inhale up. Three-legged dog. Exhale. Twisted plank. Bring that left knee over towards our right elbow. Inhale up. And exhale, we can walk or assist that left leg up through in between our hands. Coming into a runner's lunge here. Getting our breath here. Maybe making any shifting that we need to. We can drop that left heel down, sweeping those fingertips back and up. We come into Warrior One, which you can kind of see me do. A little out of the frame now. Warrior One, we want to shift that right hip forward, like two headlights on a car. Shift that right one forward, inhaling. Exhale, we can tick-tock that right arm back behind us. Coming into Warrior Two. Checking our alignment over our right hand. Right middle finger aligned with wrist, wrist with elbow, elbow with shoulder, shoulder with shoulder, shoulder with elbow, elbow with middle finger, gaze over the front. Deep inhale. Exhale, we come forward. Left elbow rests on top of the left knee. Don't sink into it. Stay engaged. Right hand comes up. Drishti comes into that right palm. Triangle pose. Deep inhale. We'll tick-tock that right hand down to the mat. Flip those right toes back up, that right heel back up. Runner's lunge. Sending that left leg sky high. Inhaling up. Exhaling back down into downward dog. How you doing? Pretty good? Pretty good, pretty good. Let me check a look. I see a couple of heads nodding. Walking it out. We're gonna move right into that opposite side. And shifting our weight into our left foot, three-legged dog. Inhaling that right foot up, straight leg, pointed toes, engaging that glute. And exhale, come forward, bring that right knee up towards the chest, hovering, three-legged plank. Inhale up. Bring that right knee towards our right elbow. With the exhale, inhale up. Twisted plank, right knee towards our left elbow, hovering, 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 work that oblique. Inhale up. And exhale, walk or assist that right foot up. Runner's lunge, opposite side. We're gaining our breath here. Finding our balance. We can drop that left heel down to the mat, sweeping our fingertips back across the mat. What's it feel like? Connect with it. Sweeping them forward, coming nice and tall. Warrior One, opposite side. Once again, we want to rotate that left hip forward. Gazing down at that knee, we want to make sure it's not to one side or the other, but centered. The point of the knee just between the big toe and that first toe. I guess second toe. Reconnecting with our breath, deep into the belly, exhaling. Tick-tock those arms on my back. Warrior Two. Sinking into that knee, nice and deep. Probably doing great. Deep breath in. We can bend into that right elbow, come forward. And we can inhale and gaze into that left palm. Careful not to sink into that shoulder. Stay nice and tall. And exhale, tick-tock that left arm back down, flipping that left heel back up, runner's lunge. Shifting our weight into our palms. We can send that right foot sky high, three-legged dog. Exhaling, we come back down, walking it out. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. And bending into that knee one more time, sending our weight forward, hovering table, just like we did before. Knees just a few inches off the floor. So just like table, except our knees are just a couple inches off there. I know it's hard. I know you're working. Hold on to it. Don't forget your breath. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Deep inhale. Oh, my body's shaking. How about yours? Exhale. Let those knees come down. Turn those toes over. Send that seat over the heels. You earned it. Restorative child's pose. Reconnecting with the breath. Becoming aware of our heartbeat. Any sensations of the skin. You a little warm? I am. And when we're ready with an inhale, come back up into tabletop. We're going to come to a seated position, so crossing those legs. Nice and tall. Very good. Welcome back. And at this point, we're going to bring those feet, the soles of those feet together, flat on the floor. Yeah, you can see me okay. That's a much better angle. So nice and flat on the floor. We're going to draw those heels in towards the pubic bone as close as we can. Connect with that breath. Continuing to restore our breath. Drawing those knees down towards the floor. Long, straight spine. We can grip our ankles or around our toes. First forefinger and thumb around that big toe if you like. Or just cupping our hands with our palms. Cobbler's pose, nice and tall. Try and draw those shoulders down and back. While we let gravity do the work here, drawing those knees down towards the floor. Trying to stay upright with the spine. Really nice. Deep inhale here. And we're going to exhale, come forward. We can walk those fingers forward on the mat. Try and keep a straight spine here. We're not trying to bring our forehead towards our feet, but think more about bringing our heart towards the floor. And with each exhale, maybe you can walk a few more inches further, challenging yourself. You're opening that hip. This is a great stretch because I find that you can go so much farther than you think you can if you give yourself time. It's one of these that you don't need months and months to perfect or to really see progress. And you can see progress within a matter of a few moments. It's a deep stretch, so be careful and know your limits. Listen to your body. Deep inhale, challenge yourself that you can go further. Relaxing down the body, let gravity do the work. That's why it's a yin pose. Feeling what that breath is like. Don't take a half breath, take a full breath. Does that deepen the pose? Does it change it? With the exhale and that extra space in the body, try and go a little further. And when we're ready, tuck that chin towards our chest. With the inhale, we can slowly start walking those hands back towards our feet. Straightening that spine, letting those vertebrae stack one on top of each other. Let the head be the last thing to come up. We can assist our knees up with our hands. Ooh, get a little fresh blood in there. Send those feet straight out in front of us. We're going to come into staff pose. Staff pose is deceptively simple. So in staff pose, we're going to zipper our legs together and connecting our feet, full expression of the toes. Reconnect with our breath. If you find it difficult to stay upright in this pose, and a lot of folks do, think about rooting the back of those legs down into the floor, engaging into the floor, pressing down with the feet. Full expression of the toes may help you give a little more stability here. Trying to keep an erect spine here, straight spine, open airway. Hands can be open in our lap receptively. And just as we did before, we're going to reconnect with that side body stretch. Right hand comes out to our side, palm flat on the floor. Inhale that left arm up. Exhale it over. Oh, I guess you could call this staff crescent variation. That's what I'll call it. Inhale up. Seated volcano variation. Exhale, that left palm down, right side. Ooh, that's where I need it. And maybe you need to hover someplace, making any changes you need to make throughout this entire practice. Make it your own. What do you need? Inhale up. Right palm down, exhale over. One more time, inhale up. Left palm down, exhale over. Turn that right hand over, left hand comes up. This time, exhaling forward, seated forward fold. Another yin pose. So in seated forward fold, just like standing forward fold, we want to grab anywhere you can grab. So you can grab your shins. If all you can do is your shins, are fine. Maybe you can get a little further down to your ankles. Maybe you can grab your toes. Good for you. Try and pull those shoulders down and back, even in this pose. Nice long neck. You can grab your toes. Maybe you want to walk your fingers down to the base of your heel, engaging those biceps. Once again, focusing on pulling that heart down towards our legs. Feel that stretch in that hamstring, that back. For me, it's right around that thoracic 6-7. That's my trouble spot. That's why I like it. And once again, releasing where our hold is, chin to our chest. Inhale, sweeping those fingers up our shins, coming all the way nice up and upright. Head's the last thing to raise. Great. Bend back into those legs. And I'm going to rotate on the mat so you can see me a little better. Yes, this way. You all can stay where you are. From a seated position, we're going to shift our feet forward, putting our feet flat on the floor. This is boat prep, in case you're wondering where we're going. A lot of stops with boat. A lot of stops on the train, as they say. So a couple different things that you can do. I think I'm actually going to turn this way. I can never tell. I have two video feeds here, so I'm not sure which way is best. Yeah, it's probably. So with our feet flat on the floor, we've got three variations here. Use whichever one works for you best, okay? So our supported half boat will be our first pose here. So from here, we can rotate, keeping a flat back. We don't want to come concave, leading with that heart. Once again, heart's the theme. Trying to keep that shin parallel with the floor, finding that balance, okay? So toes should be roughly in line with our eyesight. Pulling the shoulders down and back, nice long necks, balancing on those sits bones. That'd be half supported boat. If you want to go a little further, you can. So from there, perhaps we'll rotate back up again, nice flat back. We release that support, half boat pose. Feeling that, I feel that inside hip adductor. And if we want to go a little further than that, exhaling, bring those feet back down to the floor. Going a little further than that, of course, we can come into full boat pose. Straightening those legs, hands up to our sides. Connecting with that breath. Challenging yourself wherever you are is where you are, but do the best you can with it. Ooh, that breath is shaking. Feeling it in those quads, those adductors, that back, the whole core. Exhale, slow as we can. Keeping those heels in line with our shoulders as we lower towards the mat. But just before we touch, inhale back up. Yeah, I didn't let you get out that easy. Exhale, building some heat. Slow as you can. Engage those abs. Coming back towards the mat. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Just before they touch, back up. Good, you got it. You got it. And exhale. Exhale all the way down. We have to build heat before we can feel the cold. We have to work before we relax. Hover, hover, hover. Closer you get to the mat. Slower you move. Closer to the mat. Slower you move. And relax. Connecting with that breath. Preparing here in Shavasana. Making any final adjustments you'd like to make. If you have a blanket, maybe you'd like to drape that over your feet or legs. Making your space comfortable for you. If you have a pillow, maybe you want to put behind your head or a block. And relaxing in our corpse pose. Legs zippered together, feet flat out. So from your view, corpse pose, those heels and toes are together, feet flat out in front of us. Arms can be by our sides. Head is back and relaxed. Pulling those fingers down our body, like we're trying to pull our fingers down towards our feet. Letting those toes fall out to either side with an exhale. Feeling the mat beneath us. Deep breath in through the nose, exhaling. Finding our breath here, mentally scanning through our body. What did we work? Maybe a little too much. What did we not work enough? Finding wherever you are, allowing your bodies to cool as your mind stays active. Reconnect with our breath. There's a reason that corpse pose or shavasana is considered a master pose. It's not nap time. It's a time for the body to relax, but the mind to work. Being aware of all the sensations around us in the room. Maybe there's sounds or distractions out in the hallway. Letting that breath move you deeper and deeper into the mat. With each exhalation, letting that lower back relax into the mat, feeling the mat support you, feeling the floor support the mat. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Once again, breathing in through the nose, sending that belly sky high. Feeling all the way to the top. And exhaling out through the nose and mouth. Relaxing into the floor. Not trying to be any certain place. Knowing this is the only place you need to be right now. Feeling that heart and that chest open towards the sky. What's that like? I told you we'd come back to heart, and here we are. Focusing first, imagining a ball of energy at the area of our first chakra. If you're not sure where that is, if you're seated, it's that spot on the mat, your very root chakra at the bottom of the spine. As far down in your abdomen as you can imagine, residing at that base of you. A ball of energy there, moving now upward in your mind's eye, hovering in that center of creativity just below the navel, second chakra. With each breath in, that ball grows in intensity and brightness and strength. Moving upward, that third chakra just below the solar plexus, just south of the sternum. It's the area of ego, the ideas of self reside there in third chakra. Motivation, self-worth. And inhaling one more time, letting that light move ever so slightly just behind the sternum to the area of the heart. Imagine that color, that light changing in brightness and shape in whatever way that you can best imagine it in your own mind. But the color, I want you to focus. The color, green, can be any green you'd like. Deep green, like the grass, maybe a bright lime green. Green is the color of our heart chakra being the center between the lower chakra and the upper chakra. A union place between body and spirit, earth and sky. This is our center. This is where feelings of compassion and gratitude, love, all stem from. But beyond that, located directly behind the heart, biologically speaking, behind the sternum is the thymus gland. Thymus glands in charge of many functions essential to the human body, but primarily our immune system. As we continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, letting that belly gently rise and fall. Keep your attention focused there on the heart. Now more than ever is there a time for the heart. Compassion and kindness for yourself and for others. Gratitude and gratefulness for what we have. Our safety. The ability to have this practice today and share it with each other. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And whenever our thoughts start to float off, go in another direction, bring them back here to your heart. That source of energy, that light, is located somewhere between your front side body and your back side body, directly over the heart. Without a healthy and open, balanced heart, we can't truly be healthy in mind or body. Where is your heart today? Is it low and heavy? Experienced some feelings like heartache or sadness, self-judgment? Or is it high, maybe too high, bursting out of your chest, leading to feelings of manic excitement, which can sometimes be fun in the moment, but ultimately leads to crash afterwards? Wherever it is, let's breathe into that space now in our mind's eye. See if we can find it, bringing it back into the body if it's a bit too exploded or too convex, or breathing it forward from that concave or imploded position to find balance at the center of the body, feeding it with our breath, breathing into the nose and out through the mouth. I know for myself, in times like these when we're isolated and away from those that we love, it can be difficult to remember to love ourselves. But know that all love stems from you. To experience love, to receive it, we must be willing to give it. Give that love to others. Give that love to our planet, the flora and fauna that reside here, but most importantly, give that love to yourself. Knowing that you are your own lover. You are your own best friend. Your love and nourishment can speak into it and say, I see you. I know you're struggling. I'm here for you. And I love you. Breathing into the nose. And out through the mouth. Having worked our bodies, worked our minds, finding a little movement in the body by way of our breath first, letting that deep breath into the nose. Bring a little life once again into our bodies, feeling that sensation of the room around us, our bodies out to the mouth. Our bodies pressed against the mat, feeling the floor beneath us, coming back into our mind, back into our awareness. Breathing into the nose, we get a little larger, a little broader. Leading with that chest, letting that newfound awareness of our heart chakra guide us through the rest of the day. We breathe out through the mouth. Maybe we start to breathe into our muscles of our face, our eyebrows, our cheeks, breathing into the nose. We're going to raise our eyebrows, even with our eyes still closed, stretching the muscles of the face, and out through the mouth. We can bring our eyes, narrow our eyes, little mouse face. We're blowing out candles, pursing our lips together. And when you're ready, on a deep inhale, let's bring our feet flat on the floor with our knees facing up towards the sky. Bring a little movement to that lower body. We can heel toe our feet out just slightly. Let those knees fall in together. And with our inhale, inhale those knees up towards the ceiling if they're not already there. And exhale, we can drop our knees down to one side. Maybe it's the right side. Windshield wipe, bring those legs back and forth. Feel a little stretch in that lower back. Bring a little movement into that lower body. We inhale those knees back up towards the ceiling. Exhale those knees down to the opposite side. Feel that stretch in the full spine there, supine twist. Inhaling up. Exhaling down the opposite side. Let's bring our head into it as we inhale those legs up towards the center. We bring those knees down towards the right side. Our head goes over the left, or the left side, our head goes over the right. Bring that stretch all the way over the upper back. Inhaling those knees back up. Exhaling those knees down to the opposite side. Our head opposite of our legs. Inhaling back up. One last time. And this time we're going to exhale and roll over onto our right side. Taking our right hand straight up above our head. Extending that right arm forward. Make a little pillow with our shoulder. We can come all the way over on our side. Into a bit of a fetal position here. Placing our left palm flat on the floor in front of us. Inhaling into the nose. Exhaling as we press up through that palm. Coming up to an upright and seated position. Hello, welcome back. And once we're here, taking a few restorative breaths. Breathing in through the nose. Sending that belly out. Out through the mouth. Cleansing the body of any latent toxins or feelings still hanging around. Into the nose. Nice deep cleansing breath, nice and tall. Bring that head towards the ceiling and out through the mouth. One last time, we'll cross our arms in front of us at the wrist. Inhaling those arms all the way up. Gaze follows our hands all the way up. We can stretch one side to the other, a little apple picking, like we're trying to reach for apples. First the right hand, then the left, then the right. Then they come together, bring those palms together. Exhale down through heart center. One more time, just like that, crossing the hands in front of us. Inhale up. Palms come together. Exhale, drawing that energy from sky down into our heart. Prayer mudra, that heart mudra there. Hands hovering over the heart, pulling those shoulders down and back. One last time, inhaling up. Drawing that energy from the sky or the sun all the way down into our bodies. Feeling supported from the floor, from the earth, that energy rising up, feeling supported from above, drawing that energy down, that union place, meeting at the heart. that's today's class. I hope you had a good time. I'm so glad to see all of you here. We ended a couple of minutes early, like literally 1 minute early. I hope to keep doing this each week. We'll see if Brian lets us. I had a fantastic time. Tell your friends. We can take up to 100 people in this class, if you believe it or not. Be sure to drink some water. Focus on that heart. See if we can keep that heart open today. Feeding that thymus gland. Stay safe. Stay well. We'll finish today's practice the way we finish every yoga practice traditionally by saying namaste. Meaning the highest power in me sees and honors that highest power, that light in each of you. And it truly does. So namaste. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording here, but I'm going to hang out for a couple more to answer any questions.